everybody, and welcome to Storm Raids. And today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up. But instead of giving you the rundown on all the books that I read, I'm going to do it like I did the last time because I think that went pretty good. Since I do a weekly reading vlog, I've decided to just kind of give you a few stats and then my top favorites and my least favorites, and kind of do that. And if you want to see any of the other books that I read during the month, you can always check out my weekly wrap-ups. So in the month of April, I did a lot better than I thought I was going to do because I really didn't think I was reading that much, but I did listen to a lot, and that probably helped. But even at that, I still didn't think I read this many, but I read 18 books. Now, 2 of them was novellas, and so they were really short, but I did read 18, which I'm really surprised about that. So I had 13 audiobooks, 4 were ebooks, and I had 1 physical book. And for a total of 5,332 pages with 108 hours of listening time. And so mysteries have ruled the month again because, I do like my mysteries. So I had 13 mysteries, 3 fantasies, 1 that I consider kind of a light sci-fi. It was a middle grade, and then 1 romance book. And I wanted to get to a lot of my NetGalley books, and that did not happen. And I have a feeling it's not going to happen in May either. So June is going to need to be my catch-up month, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm going to have to just hold to it because I'm getting behind on things. Because I only had 2 NetGalley books out of that, out of the 18. So that's not what I wanted. I was hoping for a lot more than that. And 1 book I owned, and the rest of them were either from Hoopla or Overdrive. So the library books won out of everything, and a lot of that was because I did participate in Amish in April, and a lot of the books that I got were from that. And I had 1 5-star read, had 9 4 stars, 4 3 stars, and 4 3.5 stars. I think, if I calculated that out right. I'm not quite sure. And then I had 1 that I decided to DNF. And the one that I DNF'd was Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. I wasn't interested in it. I just couldn't take time out to read it because it just wasn't interesting me. And by the time the end of the month came, I was just like, I really don't care. So I just decided to put it to the side. I know that I wasn't the only one that did that with that book, so I'm okay with that. And so my favorite books of the month, I picked out 2. I only had the 1 5-star, so I picked out 1 of my 4-star books. My 5-star read was Saddled Up for Murder by J.C. Eaton, and it was an E-arc that I had, so I'll put it right here. And yeah, that's one of my favorite series, so I knew that one was going to be a hit. It's I believe the 9th book in the Sophie Kimball series. And this one, really, Streetman stole the show in this one. Once you got probably to the halfway to the later half, he really stole the show. Streetman is the little Chewini that you see on the cover, and he's adorable, but he is neurotic. He's just crazy. I don't know if it's all him though, or if it's Harriet, his owner, which is Sophie's mother. She really dotes on him. He has his certain kind of snacks, and he has to eat at certain times, and he has his little bowls, and she dresses him up. She's been practicing trying to make him learn how to dance. I mean, she does all this. She works really hard with him just to be able to get him into everything. And sometimes he does help with the mystery, and in this one he really did help a lot, and it was a lot of fun. He also is funny because when Sophie's trying to get information, there is a lady at the dog park, and Sophie always ends up with Streetman so that she can take him to the dog park to see if the lady has any gossip or information about the one that was either murdered or any suspects or anything like that. And so, yeah, is just a lot of fun, and it at first it was a little slower, I think, than I'm used to, but by the halfway mark, it was sold as a 5 star. It was just really good. The ending, especially, was just great. And so then the next one I have is one of the middle grades that I read because I really like this series. It's a lot of fun. I listened to it on audiobook, even though I did have a library copy out. But I have taken the library copies back to the library. So it was Mr. Limoncello's All-Star Breakout Games by Chris Gravenstein. And this one is, I think, the 4th book. I have the 5th book back here to read for this month, May. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's about a group of kids that are always participating in games and things like that Mr. Limoncello does. He has this fancy library. I mean, I want one of those libraries. It's so interactive and all that stuff. It has like virtual reality type stuff. It's got holograms of historical people, and all the games make them go to the different sections of the library so that they learn how to utilize the library and learn things about historical figures and things like that. And it's just a lot of fun. And I really like Kyle and his friends. And there is even the one that's in this one you kind of feel a little sorry, and I'm saying a little sorry for Charles Chiltington, who is kind of the bad boy out of all of them. He is always trying to get the library shut down. He doesn't like Kyle. He's always going against Kyle, trying to win because Chiltingtons never lose. And Kyle, in the first book, he lost to Kyle because of something, and so he's had it in for Kyle ever since, and especially because he disappointed his father. And in this one, you learn a lot more about Charles and what his father is like, and the reason why Charles is like he is. And it was cute. And I gave that one 4 stars because it was really good. I liked it. Okay, so moving on to my least favorites. Now, I didn't have any like bad books because I mean like the lowest I had was like 3 stars, so it wasn't really low or anything. But these are just 2 I think that I was hoping that I was going to like more than I did. We'll just put it that way. And that's Midnight Snacks or Murder by Libby Klein. It's the 2nd book in the Poppy McAllister series. And I just wasn't a real fan of the first one. And so I was hoping I was going to like the 2nd one more. And I did like it more. But at the same time, Aunt Jenny just really, she grated on my nerves a little bit. I just didn't like her quite as much as everybody else does. Now, maybe my humor is just not like everybody else's humor. So what they thought was funny, I thought was annoying, and that could totally be. I do plan on giving the 3rd one a try just to see if I'm not liking it by the 3rd book, then I have a feeling I'm just not going to like the series, and I may or may not continue. But I do want to give it one more try because everybody likes it but me. But I still gave it 3 stars. And then the last book I'm going to talk about is Everblaze by Shannon Messenger. This is the 3rd book in The Keeper of the Lost City. And it was a long one. It has 609 pages. And I don't see why everybody says that this series is so action-packed, because it's not. It took over like halfway for it to even pick up for me and to not feel like I was just reading more of the 2nd book. Because it just felt like I was just an extension of the 2nd book, and nothing was happening. Nothing new was going on. They weren't even at the Foxfire School that much, and it was just all more of how big and bad that Sophie is, and how much her powers or whatever it is, because she's a telepath, but she has all these other power things that she can do, and she is so much better than everybody else, and it's just more of that. And then something happened that I didn't like because somebody died, and I really liked that person, and then it was more of nothing, and then the end was probably what the reason I gave it a 4 star on Goodreads, but I still gave it as my own personal rating a 3.5. I just didn't like it as much as the other books, even though the ending does have me curious about the 4th book, and I will give the 4th book a try. but I will not be reading that until June. But the books keep getting bigger and bigger, and so I'm a little bit worried that they're not going to hold my attention, because if this 609-page book can't hold my attention, I'm not quite sure how a 700 or 800-page book is going to hold my attention if it doesn't get a little bit more action and just not so repetitive. So we'll see. And so that's my least favorite ones. So, like, you know, they weren't like horrible books or anything like that. They were just kind of on the bottom of the totem pole of all the books that I read this week, or in the month of April. So yeah, that's kind of my rundown of how my month went. Did you like any of the books that I had on my favorite or my least favorites? Let me know what you thought of them. It's okay if you liked them or didn't like them, but I'm kind of curious if anybody else has read them and what their thoughts are on them. And, you know, you could always let me know how good you did in the month of April, how many books you read, anything. Just, you know, chat about it in the comments and let me know how your April went. And do you like this kind of style of wrap up since I do my weekly vlogs? I think a lot of people said that they kind of like this way. You know, let me know, and I might keep it this way as long as I'm doing a weekly vlog, because I kind of like it myself. So we'll see. And so I hope you like this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.